After getting knocked out of the FA Cup in the last round, today we look to bounce back by destroying one of our promotion rivals' unbeaten records. Let's see how we get on. So starting this episode very quickly after the loss in the FA Cup to Slough Town, we've actually been offered our first job interview, and I'm not going to take it, but I just thought this was quite a momentous occasion for the Save as a whole. Barton Rovers are in a league above us, and they want us to take over. I mean, they're bottom but two, so like technically they're only like 3 league spots above us, if I've got the league structure right. I mean, there's a lot of confusing league names down at this level. Other than that, we are looking for a senior affiliate for like the 14th time, because the board keep agreeing to look for them and then say that there's no one suitable. So we'll see if anything comes from that. Off the back of being offered a job interview, I requested a new contract because mine's only to the end of the season and the club have agreed. And we have got Matt Regan signing for us. Now, this 29-year-old centre-back, he's not brilliant, but he's going to be a good depth option. We are struggling a bit at centre-back, and he's more than good enough to do a job, I would say. Compare him to Button Forshaw, he's actually better than Button Forshaw in pretty much all regards. I feel like that's the second or third time that I've looked at this polygon and been surprised by that. I think for £25 a week, that is a bit of a bargain. We have also got offers out for a couple other players. We've got Tommy Jackson here, who is on £60. He's going to be on £60 a week if he accepts. And I was looking at him thinking, those are pretty good stats actually. Like that's a lot more than I would expect. I wonder how he compares to Yakubu, if I can just get the menus right. And he absolutely shits all over Yakubu, quite frankly. Like, if Tommy Jackson signs, this would 100% be our number one goalkeeper, and Yakubu would probably be dropping down to the bench. Now, I do have a bit of a soft spot for Yakubu, but him and Boland are very similar at the moment. Yakubu is just slightly better. So if I can get rid of... Like, Boland is kicking off that he wants more first-team football, so I could quite happily get rid of him because he doesn't really play for us anyway. Drop Yakubu down to that. I would have to agree a slightly lower playing time with him, and we'll go with Tommy Jackson as the main goalkeeper. That would be a brilliant signing for us. On top of that, we've had multiple bids in for David David here, good old double D. Another centre-back / defensive mid, bit of backup for us after we failed to sign Gonzalez da Costa or something in the last episode. Can't remember his name. It has been like 3 or 4 days in real life since I've did that. Yeah, he could definitely do a job, and he's signing on very reasonable money, just £25 a week. So I'm hoping, being as we're the only people in for him, he's going to come to us. And then after that, we've got Mohamed Dabra, I'm going to go with. Dabra. And he looks very good. You know, if we play him centre midfield, probably more of a Mazzala. He's definitely got all of the things we would need him to have in that position. If I compare him to someone like, who do I currently play in the Mazzala spot? Either Rami or, where's Rami? He's just much better than Rami. What about compared to Oliver? Yeah. I mean, it's a different shape polygon. He's not got the speed or the physicality of them, but it's just everything else is so much better. He would obviously be coming in on £55 a week. So these two signings are offering quite a significant transfer outlay a contract outlay for us. But I think both would be massive improvements on what we've got. So I cannot really turn down the opportunity. And there we go. There comes the new contract. They are only offering us £90 a week, which I'm fine with. I'm even going to take off the FA Cup bonus because money is pointless for me. I will up my relegation wage drop. Lower my... It's really weird negotiating a job for as cheap as possible. We could go down to like £20 a week or so, but I think this is more than good enough. Percentage of club compensation required. We're not going to be leaving. It's fine. I would like to extend my contract if possible, so we don't have to go through this constantly. But yeah, that's been accepted. £100 a week, 10% promotion, 50% relegation wage drop, and a contract extension after promotion. A lower wage, I think I've said before, does give us slightly lower job security, but it just helps the club out. And as long as we're doing all right, which we are definitely doing all right, the club is expecting a mid-table finish. Did I just say? Yeah, a top half finish, and we are still top. There's been no more games played since the Slough game. I'm going to get on with those now. We'll just see if we get any signings. And it looks like Tommy Jackson is actually happy to come to the club. I did actually slightly up his contract offer. We did get a couple more offers in. He's still only on £6 a week. He's going to be on 70 by the end of the season. But he is going to be such a major upgrade for our goalkeeping position. I don't think that's something we can say no to. So I am very happy indeed with that transfer. And from a transfer success to a transfer failure, Mohamed Dabra actually did a work permit. I don't know why I keep getting caught by this. I'm very conscious to look for English players specifically so that they won't need a work permit, or British players at the very least. But for some reason, sometimes I see a player and I just think, oh, he's amazing, I've got to sign him. And I just completely forget about the fact that we have to get a work permit for him. So it might have cost us a bit of money. He is happy to join without one, but I've delayed the transfer for 1 week. I don't think I'm going to accept it. And I know we have quite a few midfielders already, but Donny O'Brien Brady here has caught my eye. He's a midfielder, but quite an attacking midfielder. He's got pretty good, well-rounded stats for what we're looking for, really. If I compare him to someone like Rami, he's just better. And I would say Rami is probably one of our star centre midfielders at the moment. So, like, comparing him to Oliver, Oliver's a bit better in the air and a bit faster. But apart from that, they're very similar. Or O'Brien Brady is just a lot better in many places. I realise Reece Oliver's got quite so many makeshift positions, actually. It's just it's a very odd mix looking at his profile. I feel like these have popped up recently. I don't remember seeing them before. It's very odd. But yeah, I definitely feel like he could do a decent job for us. He is starting to get a few more offers in for him, which is a little bit worrying. But we'll just have to see. I mean, at the moment, I think we're probably in a good position to sign him. I believe Northern Premier League Division 1 Midlands is one division higher than us, so that might... Oh, and they're top of that as well. So that they might end up nicking him, but, I think we've got a reasonable chance at the very least. So let's get to it and catch up with some of the games that have happened since you were last here. There's been 3 in total since this 3-1 loss to Slough Town that we saw last time. And you might have thought, I hope that was quite a bad loss. I really hope it doesn't impact the team too much. And it most certainly did not. Because the next game we played Lytown and it was a 7-0 thrashing. And the riser of a new star, Matty Lusaqueno, scored 5 goals and got an assist. Let's just watch them all, because this was an absolute masterclass performance, quite frankly. So we started off just 8th minute. Binns puts Lusaqueno through. First touch, volleyed in, very reminiscent of that very first Moncrief goal that you might remember from way back when. Feels like forever ago at this point. Then Binns put through Lusaqueno, passed it through to Oliver, slots it in the bottom corner. 26 minutes in, he's already got a goal and assist. Kemp out to Regan, finds a lovely ball up to Rule, smashes it across the line for Lusaqueno to just slot in without an issue. Then a little bit of a defensive error. Let Rule put the ball in to Lusaqueno for a header. That's one area that, we'll just pause this quick. That is one area that Lusaqueno seems to be so much more dangerous than 5'6" Moncrief in, is that he's almost as good at Moncrief at most things, but that extra height, because he's not just 5'6", he's got a bit of height to him, is absolutely incredible. This was a strange goal. Metcalf put it in, and just Brad Binns with one of the most casual volleys into the bottom corner you're ever going to see. After a little bit defensive pinball. Then ball running down the wing, puts in a nice cross, I believe. Yep. And Lusaqueno just blasts it in. First time volley in at the near post. And then Metcalf with a cross to the back post. Yeah. And Lusaqueno just heads it straight in. Absolutely fantastic performance all round. And then at this point, Atherstone was our first game where Tommy Jackson was between the sticks instead of Paul Yakubu. And it was the first time that we did not win this season in the league. So a little bit worrying. I mean, the game got off to a fantastic start. Let's just get to it. Came on Moncrief with the goals. I think a lovely little 1-2 is this. Yeah, 1-2 with Rami. And just rockets it in the bottom corner. Maybe not a rocket, but still. Beautiful finish. Then Barrett, long ball up to Moncrief, beats the defence. And this, he just walked around the keeper. I'm not sure what the keeper was doing in that situation, but I can't be disappointed with it. And this is where things started to go bad. Long ball to the back post. Chiduku gets his head on it, and defender's got no chance. And then in the 84th minute, again, Chiduku gets a header in. Gray puts Simpson through. I was screaming for offside because Duggan here was way off. But yeah, we just couldn't find a way back in after that. So it was quite disappointing. But luckily, the week before when we won 7-0, Highgate actually drew, I believe, or did they lose? It was one of the two. Yeah, they drew with Stourport Swifts. So we didn't actually, we gained a little bit a bit of ground in the title race and then immediately lost it the next week. I'm not thrilled, but it could have been a lot worse. Then we played Shifnal Town, who were in 4th, and this was another quite scary Tommy Jackson performance at points. I think it was the first goal, maybe. It was an absolute travesty. Like, he's just running out there. He's got no chance at all. It was quite doo-doo goalkeeping, you might say. Okay. Anyway, then long ball up to Moncrief, just runs straight through, and this one is a rocket into the top corner. Yeah, absolutely fantastic finish from the little man. Then Binns with a long ball up to Wilson, just chests it down, chips it over the keeper as casually as you like. Gives it big to the crowd that he's just clearly not there. And then start of the second half, Rami, Moncrief, and just a turn and finish. Unlike any, the man can turn and finish better than anyone else in this league, I swear. Sometimes he scores from when his body's at an angle where you think it would be absolutely impossible to get a shot off. The win was slightly marred late on. Tommy Barrell picked up a yellow card in the 86th minute and then got sent off in the 93rd. Red rating over the match. And even despite the, somewhat of a comeback looking at the XG of Shifnal Town, they ended up finishing slightly above us on XG, but XG doesn't count for anything if you can't put your chances away. And that brings us to today's game. So we have got a game against Wolves Casuals in 3 days in game time. So we're going to go forward to that. There might be a couple of transfer updates on the way because we have still got a couple of offers in. Ignore the outs. We've just constantly got offers for absolutely everybody, which is starting to get a bit annoying. But this is also why I'm trying to recruit a couple of people just to fill out some spots so I can maybe let some of these people whose contracts are expiring at the end of the season, I believe. Yeah, like Brad Binns, stuff like that. People who aren't the number one choice for the position, let's say. Oliver Kemp, I would like to keep, but he's one of the people that are moody over the training facilities, and the chances are we're not going to be able to improve them this season. So I feel like he'll be off come the end of the season anyway, so I might let him go a little bit early. I'll obviously have a quick look at the league. We are top with a game in hand over Highgate United. So it's still very tight. The only difference in this league so far has been that we beat Highgate in the league. It's very tight, and we're playing up against top scorer in the division, Jack Odom, in the next game, because obviously Wolves Casuals are also having a very good season. They're also unbeaten, actually. There's 3 teams unbeaten after 10 games, and Atherstone we drew with. So yeah, this could be a very tough match. I have also made the decision to renew a couple of contracts. With so many expiring next season, I do just want to keep a nice core of players that are definitely still going to be at the club, and we can always make improvements to that. And, like for instance, Tommy Barrell has signed another year contract, or added another year to his contract. It's pretty much the same money. I think his bonuses might even be a little less than they were, and he's only a squad player. So if he does need to drop down to the bench for next season or something, then that's okay, because I doubt Metcalf will still be with us, being as he is 35. And also, Odin Button Forshart signed a 2-year contract. I'm very happy to get him tied down. He's got some optional extensions, which hopefully will get promoted this season. He might even stay another year after that if I decide to extend it. But yeah, I think he's probably our best defensive option we've got. This is quite a wild training history he's got here. In basically all the skills that aren't relevant to his role. But hey, yeah, I'm really glad to get him tied down, and hopefully there might be a few more on the way soon. Because yeah, looking at our squad, everyone from Adam Boland upwards here is potentially leaving at the end of the season. So that's Boland, Reece Oliver, Mattis Lusaqueno, Jack Wilson, Josh Barrett, Scott Metcalf, Adam Cash, Oliver Kemp, Kai Nicholson, Nick Canina, Brad Binns, Matt Ball, Devontae Morton, and Matt Regan. I would like to sign quite a few of those for another season if possible. The problem we've got are like Kanina, Nicholson, Kemp, and I believe, Yakubu also is probably going to be leaving because of the promises that we've made. Those ones, it's unlikely we're going to be able to sign replacements for. Kemp is the only one out of those that I'm happy to let go. Yakubu is also I like having Yakubu around, but now that we've signed a much better goalkeeper, he might not be as important to us. We'd have to get him knocked down for first choice goalkeeper as well, actually thinking about it. Apart from that, yeah, Kemp could probably go. I'd like to keep Kanina and Nicholson, but something tells me we're not going to be able to. And while I don't think we'll struggle to find defenders, which even though that is one of the positions I've been struggling with this season, I have signed Matt Regan recently, and there are a couple more potential options I've been looking at. Right backs, I am really struggling with, and Kai Nicholson has just been so good for us, despite his stats, I suppose. Like 11 tackling, 12 decisions are basically his only good stats in a right back position, and yet he's been pretty reliable. I mean, actually, 9 appearances and a 6.84 aren't brilliant, but I definitely have struggled to find anyone who would be better than him at the very least, let's put it that way. And it is game day against Wolves casuals. So I think we are going to line up like this. I'm going to be honest and say it's been like 2 days since I recorded that last clip because I had something come up in real life. So I do not quite remember where we were. But I've had a little mess with the team and I feel like this could work out. The 5 subs in the league is really killing me because I feel like we can't quite get cover for every position that we want. I'm going with Lusaqueno on the bench rather than Devontae Morton, which might be a controversial pick, but quite frankly, all 3 of our strikers have been absolutely killing it this year, so it's quite hard to pick who to play. But Lusaqueno has been absolutely killing it lately, and Moncrief is on a heavy match workload, so I think we're going to leave Cam on Moncrief the first half, and maybe Lusaqueno can come on and replace him in the second. Is kind of the plan, but we'll see how things pan out. Other than that, the only other person I originally wanted to put in was Remain S, but we've been on a heavy workload. I've just decided to go with Finley Wood as the right winger. This might not be a great decision as well, but we'll have to see how it goes. Wolves casuals are obviously unbeaten as we've been over, and they have got the highest score in the league. Let's pick up where you left off last time. That works. Let's try and inspire people. I just wasted one of those on someone who's already been spoken to. Perfect. So we are lining up in our regular 4-3-3, as always. Wolves casuals are also in a 4-3-3, and they've drawn 3 of their last 5 games. So hard to beat, but definitely not invincible. They are down in 3rd in the league. A win here would definitely put them back in the title race and would stop us from pulling away even further. There's a massive 63 in attendance today, which is surprisingly low because we've been getting a lot more than that lately. Is this going to be a highlightless first half? We're up to the 40th minute. Okay, 42nd minute. Savage with a throw-in. Goes to die. Savage get a cross in? Hopefully not. Just walking with no tackles coming in at all. I was worried that was going to be a penalty. Uglive hits it over. Jackson wasn't worried. It's the only highlight of the first half. That's very weird. We've somehow had a 0.78 XG, which makes me think... I was going to say that one shot we've had on target must be very good, but looking at this, it was probably the 80 shots that we didn't have on target that were much better opportunities, and we probably should have got something from one of them. Do we want to make any changes? Moncrief's looking ill-disciplined, so we're going to bring on Lusaqueno as we planned. Other than that, I mean, no one's really done anything, so it's hard to say that anything's been done wrong. And we don't have any real upgrades, at least, on the bench. You know, I could bring Matt Regan on if someone gets tired, or Scott Metcalfe. Scott Metcalfe is probably the player on the bench who is better than the person that we've got on the field. Because I'd probably move Kemp inside. Yeah, because it's Kanina that's having a good game. I'd probably move Kemp off. Well, move Button for short inside, swap Metcalfe in for Kemp. But I'm not going to get into technicalities just yet. We'll see how this goes first. Myler with the ball in. It nearly goes to Lusaqueno. Now, Jack Odom's on the break. But it's just 1-on-3. Oh, he's put back to Barry. Barry's going to send Uglive down the wing. Ogilvy? Oh, no. Oh, no. Jack Odom in just miles of space in the middle. That wasn't the right button. I wanted to click on shouts. Let's demand more because that was just not good enough. He should have been closed down before he could even start the move off, let alone get in the box to finish it. Just no one picked him up at all. Oh, I'm not going to make any rash substitutions just yet, but they might be coming soon. Roll now. Kemp with a long ball up. Lusaqueno can't quite get at the end of it. And I thought he'd just given that straight back to Odom. Now, Rules on the wing. Can he get the ball in? He can. Lusaqueno can't quite get on the end of it. And Rules just pushed him over. And is he going to be sent off? Oh, he is. That's a second yellow. This is not going well for us. Reece Oliver is struggling with confidence. So, how does Oliver compare to Ball or Ryan even, actually? Because I know Ryan is more defensive. Matt Ball, it's completely different polygons. But I think Matt Ball might be a better option there. He's not quite as fast, but as more of a defensive player, and move Rami into the Mazzala role. Regan is literally not even... Oh, yeah, he is. Regan is just better at everything apart from speed and vision as well. So I think I'm going to swap these two over. Myler off for Regan. Matt Ball on for Oliver. And move you to an advanced playmaker. We are going to have absolutely nobody on the one wing, which is a problem. I didn't realise the game was still playing in the background. Luckily, nothing happened. Okay, button Forshaw. Regan. Long ball up to nobody. Nicholson gets it away. Surely that was a foul. I believe this is definitely be their highlight. Jack Odom. The man just can't be stopped. What is... Oh. Is that offside? Ah. Never worried. I definitely wasn't disheartened at all. I'm going to move Matt Ball up a bit. We're going to go for a slightly weird... Oh no, you know what? Regan can play here, can't he? Yes, he can. You could be a ball-winning midfielder on defend there. You actually, no, I should swap these over because Mazzalas go wide. So at least we've got a bit more out on the wing then. Ball here. Maybe it's a shadow... I don't really ever play with shadow strikers. I feel like we're losing the ball a bit too much, but I also worry about... Like, so many of our goals just come from a long ball dropping over the back of the defence that it does worry me taking a slightly more direct off. I think I'm going to take off pass into space. We're going to go focus play down the left. A bit more, through the middle. Because I don't really trust Jack Wilson to do the job on his own on the left-hand side. But hey, a formation that we haven't seen yet. We'll have to see how it goes. Kanina to Ball. Can he get a crossing? Yes, he can. Button Forshaw in the middle. He can't quite get the header off well enough. I get United are currently 7-2 up. They are definitely showing us how it's done, aren't they? Oh, no. If we lose this, that's going to put them back level with us on points, but they might even go ahead. Odom's through, and he's just slided it past the keeper. Like, Jack Odom does not have brilliant stats. And he's just unstoppable, and I really don't understand why. I'm sure he's comfortably worse. I mean, look at him. If I compare him to, like, Moncrief, for instance, he's got him in a few places, actually, but, like, defending, physical and aerials. But, like, Moncrief is just miles better. If I compare him to Lusaqueno, again, I mean, he's more physical, but I would take it, and he's fast, I suppose. But I'd take Lusaqueno over Jack Odom just about any day. But we're going to have to just go for this a bit, I think. If we go attacking, problem is I could have done with bringing on Devontae Morton, I feel like. Move you to a poacher. Keep you as a winger on attack. Maybe have you as an advanced playmaker instead. I don't know how that's going to work exactly. But no one that can really play right wing properly. Matt Ball can have a go at it. I didn't realise he had that in his wheelhouse, but as a winger, yeah, and we're just going to go very attacking. Fuck it. We need at least 2 goals in the last 20 minutes of the game. Shouts demand more. There hasn't been many highlights here at all. Rules on a red rating. Ugliff with the ball in. Get it away, but only as far as Savage. Is he going to do anything here? No. McLaughlin puts it back up, but Button Forshaw gives us a temporary relief, but heads it straight back to them. Never mind. Regan gets the ball back and just stands there with it. What? If this ends in a goal, I'm not going to be happy. Okay. Regan remembers that he's supposed to be playing a game of football right now, which is always a benefit. Rami, can you put it out wide? Yes, he can. Ball can get on the end of it. He gets across him, but there's no one there because Lusaqueno started the move off. Perfect. They've just done us again. They've done us again. Oh, no. What is going on? I mean, we're on very attacking, so a counter-attack goal is not massively surprising. But, oh, Lord. Goal difference-wise, with us losing, we were miles ahead on goal difference. Luckily, Hereford Lads Club did come back into it a bit. So they're only losing 7-3 now. But there has been such a massive goal difference swing that we're only now 1 goal difference better than Highgate United. which, you know, if we win our game in hand, we would still be top as it stands, but there's nothing I can even do. I'm just going to let this play out. Hopefully we don't concede again. No, I cannot believe we've just been dealt with so easily by them. They had a goal ruled out and still absolutely destroyed us. That is frustrating. I would normally have played Button Forshaw right centre back, Metcalf out on the left. But like looking at the XG, we had so much XG. We finished with a 1.06. Fair enough, that's not fantastic. We were comfortably the better side at half time, and they only even come close to that when they scored the goal. I don't understand. I feel like I've been FM'd a little bit there because there was only 4 highlights, I think, and they scored in 3 of them. Is that correct? I don't remember, but things might have to change for the next game. So, I mean, I know that Wolves Casuals was going to be a tough game going into it, but I really didn't expect that outcome. I thought, you know, well, worst case, you know, we might only draw with them or something, but they just absolutely destroyed us. And I just don't understand it. I wish they'd got the goal just before half time because I think I'd have gone just a bit more attacking in general. Maybe put 2 up front. I'm absolutely shell shocked by that. Hopefully, with the game in hand, we can regain our top spot. So I think for our next episode, we are probably going to skip forward a bit. Look, the Botsford Town game. I mean, I was going to say I was quite happy to skip over that, but I think I'm gonna play through the Kozel game. I will see how we do. If we also don't do well against Kozel, who are all the way down in 9th, then I might well come back for the Botsford Town game because I feel like that could be close then. But my thoughts going into this episode were that we would then skip over this game and maybe come back somewhere around Walsall Wood because they're a pretty good side. And then if things are going really well, maybe not even come back until sometime in December, like the Warwick game, because they are supposedly the best team in the league. That would maybe be a good one, even though they're quite far down. They're definitely odds on to get promoted. So yeah, we'll have to just see how it goes. That loss there has just completely thrown a wrench in my plans. I just didn't expect that at all. Maybe I just went into it a little bit overconfident. I don't know. But either way, thank you very much for watching. For the first time in a long time, we are not top of a league at the end of an episode. If you've enjoyed, maybe leave a like or a comment down below. Maybe let me know what I could do if I've come into that same situation again with such a good striker. I mean, I could have probably should have played more defensive. I'm going to be thinking about this all night now. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to go and lie down and think about this for the next 2 days. Brilliant. See you next time.